Hi guys, so this video is just a short video to show you the first worksheet in the guided worksheets workbook titled Quantitative Literacy, right? So if you didn't buy the hardback version of the worksheets, I'll show you where you can find those online, right? So if you go into the My Math Lab and Mastering here on the left, and then click on My Math Lab with Pearson e-text course home. And then you can click on the link here, guided worksheets on the left. So if you click that, right, and then we can click this link, download the guided worksheets, then it'll pop up as a PDF. So these are all the worksheets all together. Right. So the quantitative literacy worksheet is a couple of pages, and it references this this website. And I also put this website, if you go into Canvas under modules, and then week 1 agenda, it's listed here under notes and resources. So if you click on website, it's referencing this particular website. Right, so this is by Matthew, I'm guessing Klein, and this was published April 17th, 2014, and it's titled How Americans Die. Right. Right. So I'm just gonna go through maybe like the first problem or so, and then I'll let you try to attempt the rest. So the goal of this worksheet isn't for you to be able to 100% complete these right away, right? We haven't really talked about a lot of mathematics yet. The goal of this worksheet is just so you understand that with quantitative literacy type of problems, they take time and they take a lot of thought, right? And sometimes you might struggle with it, and you have to come back and think about it a little bit later, right? That's perfectly fine. And that these problems aren't so easy, just a one answer type of thing, right? So the question 1 is what I'll go through with you. It says on this first slide, use the statistics for 1968. We have 823.7, 967.3, and 1,118.5 in sentences, right? So we're given this graph, right? And it's important to understand what the graph means. So we're pointed out the year is 1968. Here's that first number, 823.7, right? This data point, right? And then we have this data point, and so forth. So these values are the y-axis, right, which are reading as mortality rates per 100,000, right? So it says males, females, all. So if we look down here at this legend, right, this key, the data with the triangles through it are the males, right? So that's the very top. The squares is everyone in the population, and then the circles are females, right? So we're asked to use these 3 numbers in a sentence, right? All right. So I'm actually, let me grab a screenshot of this, and I'm going to pull this in a Word file, right? So it'll be easy for me to type. right? Alright, so here we have a Word file, right, with the question. So again, there's not just one right answer, but this so you might have a little bit different sentence than me, but it should overall have a similar meaning, right? So this is what I had written down, right? The mortality rate for the entire U.S. population in 1968 was 967.3 deaths per 100,000 people, right? So out of 100,000 people in 1968, 967.3 people died, right? And something you have to keep in mind with the statistic also is that 967.3 can't be the number of people, right? We can't point 0.3 people that had died. But sometimes in statistics we get data that appears this way, right? Because of averaging, or in this case we change the denominator most likely, right? Because we have a rate per 100,000 people. So it may not always be nice round numbers. So we have to you have to understand that. So then next I want to use the number 823.7, right? So we could say the mortality rate for U.S. women in 1968 was 823.7 deaths per 100,000 women, right? And then lastly, I need to use the statistic 1,118.5. So we could say the mortality rate, oops, keep wanting to put I there. Mortality rate for U.S. men in 1968 was 1,118.5 deaths per 100,000 men, right? So notice how specific I'm being by stating the year, and really taking that statistic and making sense of it in a sentence, right? Using the number. So this is one thing that you'll learn how to do in this class appropriately, right? So the first half of the class we look at a lot of I consider them easier topics like units. We look at rates, percents, proportions, and so forth. But a lot of people do struggle to make sense and really explain these type of things and really understand them on a deep level, right? So we're really going to look at this from a deep college level perspective, right? All right. So yeah, so you can feel free to, like I said, I highly, please go through and try to answer these questions, right? It'll kind of give you a taste and a flavor of what quantitative reasoning is, and that will help you be successful in the term. So in some of these questions, you might have to specifically reference the website. So I just want to show you. So if you just click on here, oops. Well, here, hit the next arrow, right? It really walks through and it's very interactive, right? So notice as I move my cursor, it changes to different years, right? So like in 1979, I can get the exact values for all three, right? And I can keep hitting the next arrow here, this button, and getting different graphs, right? And they're all interactive, right? I can also go backwards, and I can click on specific ones. So we get all different types of graphs and information. It's really a cool interactive site. So in some of these questions, it's sometimes a lot easier to look at that than the pictures that are provided. All right.